and when he doesn't have something to nexus from, there's not much he can do.
And there is an altar.
Oh,
is going to
my
turn Nobby
goodness.
into attack position, and he's going to be able to crash into the Kinleo, take out the Kinleo, and send it to Doppelganger. Oh no.
My God.
What a play.
And we're back.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Just like that. Never left.
Yeah, we never
The whole
left.
time.
Yeah, except when we were in Dallas for the 2025 Elestrals Premier Tournament, the first in-person event. So we are coming back to YouTube after a long break to recap the entire weekend that Riley and I were fortunate enough to be able to fly down to Texas for the event. It was a great time. Riley?
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously, I had a great time. You know, just a little...
Woohoo!
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was a really fun time. It was mine and Hayden's both first ever big event like that when it comes to competing like competitively in like a trading card game, so any premier level event. And I couldn't have asked for a better first experience, honestly. I think it was a great introduction. It got me really excited to just play Elestrals all around. You know, even with the main tournament going so well, there were so many highlights of that weekend, from playing casually to drafting to going to a trade night to meeting like so many people for the first time. There's just highlights all around, and like it just turns the whole entire weekend into one big highlight because it just felt like it was a constant up. It just kept on going up and up and up, and even the downs were just like whatever. You just shrugged them off. It was like anything that did go wrong, you're like whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, there was so much going on, and like, I mean, you've got that beautiful Pentair card to show now. But like I played the high roll Blizz deck, went 2 and 3, dropped early, but like maybe I was down for like a few minutes, and then I was like, whoa, there's so much to do here. There's side events, there's so many people to meet and talk to, play with, trade with, do whatever, and you know, it was a great time, and I really enjoyed it too. For our first trading card game event ever that we've been talking about since, I don't know, forever. Yeah, it absolutely blew my expectation, and I think I was like 100%, or let's say I was like 99.99% happy like the entire weekend. So it was great.
Yeah, and I took 10th. And after making top 16, went 7-1 on the first day. Was 7-0 up until the last round where I just lost the Blizztrix. And I got pretty high rolled, and it was still a pretty close game. But I love it or hate it. I played 5s, straight good stuff. Took every best card in Elestrals and put it into one deck, and called it a day. And it worked out really well. I've been working on the ratios for quite some time, so I'm pretty proud of this deck. It centers around a lot around like just changing positions. I think that effect is actually more relevant than the 5 stat, because every Elestral has a bad stat. So if you can get them to change their position, pretty much every Elestral that is meta relevant at this moment is vulnerable to that. But it still is the same spirit as 5s. So when someone looks at my deck and they call it 5s, I think it's just because it's the same playstyle, but not necessarily the same deck. And it did really well. I think after walking away from this weekend, I consider my deck to be like the bar. My deck is like, my deck in 5s, and anyone who builds a similar deck is like, your deck needs to be able to handle that kind of consistent pressure every turn if you are going to succeed in this game. There's definitely decks that can. I had a lot of matchups where I had an opponent where like their deck definitely could handle it, but maybe deck building choices, trying to prepare for different matchups, not preparing for consistent pressure. Not a lot of people playing PTA, which is a good card against me. A lot of decisions that people made kind of made them more vulnerable to my deck, and it allowed me to... I didn't even drop a single game going into the final round, and then I lost 0-4 against Blizztrix, and then Heal Stall, which shout out to Julian and Caleb for that deck. I like the deck. Even though I lost top 16, it was probably the most fun that I had playing in a match, just because nothing challenged me more. And unfortunately, I think all my luck ran out, and Heal Stall just kind of says F you to my deck, and specifically. So it was the one matchup in top 16 that it was unfortunate to see, but I was just so thankful, and so it was the first time where I felt really proud of myself in this game, and where I like how far along I've come. So I'm just eternally grateful, still running a high from it. Just very happy all around.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I remember you and I were talking yesterday when we got home, even from the plane ride, or day after. It was we were in the morning. We felt like we didn't even need coffee. Like we were still running on that energy. It was crazy. Like the weekend is still leaving me in like such excitement for the next one, for everything that happened, for all the people we met, for the connections that we're still continuing to work with, talk with, the new friends that we met. I think we met quite a good amount of friends and did a lot of things, hung out with a lot of friends, played so many games of Elestrals. Oh my gosh,
it was so much fun. I've never had so much fun. Just like, I think there's something to be said about this game when it's played in person, when you don't have a lot of experience playing in person. There's just so much more fun playing this game casually. That was one of my biggest, I would say, complaints about Elestrals, was like I didn't know how well like the casual scene was doing, because I didn't really have a chance to play it casually, and even like over webcam games or anything like that, casual, like there's that sense of like connection that's lost, that like you get in other casual games when you're, whether it's like Magic with Commander, or like, these different things where you just get people together and they just play card games and laugh and have fun. I haven't had a chance to really sit down and like experience that too much, besides like the few times I've gone to locals, which was still just playing 1v1. You're still trying to make a good deck. But just to, do draft, like play with cards that like you never even thought to play, because you're like, oh, maybe this effect is actually good right now, given the limited space, and you're just having so much fun laughing. It really shed light on how fun this game is for me, as well as how much fun I have competing in it. I already knew how much I like that, but just have fun whether I was losing, winning, just having fun playing the game casually. It was really nice to be kind of rejuvenated in that sense, is to just enjoy playing, whether it was competitive or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, never. Wow, it was really cool to be able to play with other people too. We don't have an LGS to play at, so it's like a lot of the times it's like me and you are the only time we can run games are against each other, and it's like we're lucky enough to be able to do something with another person.
Right.
So oh my gosh, I felt so blessed like the entire weekend.
I was on cloud 9.
Oh my God.
I was on cloud 9. I loved it.
Oh man.
It was awesome. I couldn't have asked for it to go any differently.
Yeah. Oh God, opening Firestorm. Holy crap, that was a cool experience.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you want to go through like your top like 3 favorite things? Then maybe like one, like if there's like one thing you could change, you could do like 3 like our favorite things, because I feel like there's just so many. But then like your one thing that you could think to like make the weekend better as like constructive criticism.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be like a good like segment.
My top 3 things, I would have to say, in no particular order, I would have to say, like I said, the Firestorm, the surprise Firestorm opening. So I'm gonna include that in a group called surprises. I think the weekend held many surprises.
Absolutely.
I gotta say, just one little thing: the no limit on the spirit bundles at the shop when you went there. That was really cool. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like there's just wow. Anybody who hasn't seen those things in person,
they make you feel like you're playing a different game.
Yeah, it's like there are actual like gemstones in the ripples of the card. It's absolutely breathtaking. But yeah, the surprises, like, and they had mystery boxes. That was really cool. And in these mystery boxes, you got a promo, whether it be the unstamped Reverse Stellar Golden Fleece, which I think is beautiful. Riley got the Reverse Stellar Porky Wraith, and then they had
just a regular Stellar Porky Wraith. Yeah, I'll show you. So they just came up with these promos. Let me see if I can get it in a good light. Had this right next to me. Get in there. Yeah. Look how menacing. Dude, this is probably the scariest card that they've ever made. This thing looks like it will murder you. It has no problem doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god. It's like
but yeah, this was a previously unreleased promo, and especially for someone like me who I collect all the promos, they were just giving them away. They gave away reverse stuff, like not gave away, but they were putting them in these Pandora mystery boxes. What they were, they came with like 8 prizes, 8 like random
10
booster
boosters.
packs. Was it 10 boosters?
Yeah, it was like 8
10 booster
set
packs and a
boosters
random
then,
promo.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a random promo. So it could, whether it was like that that Stellar Corvus Skull, there was 2 other new ones that I need to get my hands on. Let me know if you want to trade.
Mama Bear.
It's Mama Bear and Papa Bear,
Yeah.
looking menacing. There was the Reverse Stellar Golden Fleece without the silver stamp on it, which I thought was pretty cool. Just a few others that they were just kind of surprising and like you weren't expecting it. So when I opened it up, I was like, "What is this? What are you?" I've never seen it, so it took me a second to realize, and then everyone started to figure it out eventually. But it was just. Sorry to cut you off, but the surprise promo stuff just had me over the moon because I love promos. So
I was gonna say, I think it was just with each announcement. Oh yeah, you were like the first one to find the Stellar Porky Wraith too, and I remember the first person to come over and just being like, "I heard you found
we were
something."
4th in line. Yeah, we were like 4th in line.
Yeah.
So we got our Pandora's like mystery boxes and everything else.
Yeah,
right away.
$500 on some product.
Yeah,
Worth it.
it's worth it.
Man, but yeah, it was like the passion and the excitement from just everybody there. I thought was so cool, and it just added to like each of our own like energies as well. And it just like all of it just made the weekend so exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow. I guess that was one thing. Wow, another thing that I like. Oh, the
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many. But I was like, maybe 3.
I guess one thing that it's hard to think of something that I would change other than like I guess slightly bigger venue next time. Just to open up more space. Like things did get kind of crowded, did get kind of hot. And they still did a great job of fitting everybody in there, and like you could walk out the door at any time and like get a breath of fresh air if you wanted. But I think I would change that aspect. Just I think somebody brought it up.
I noticed
in Twitter, but it was just more space.
I think it was Danny Luke Von Karma.
I
think he brought it up, and I was I agreed with a lot of what Danny had to say about it and about the bigger area in general. There he kind of had like a divider that divided the actual size of the conference room in half. And if you went on the other side of it, it was just empty space that I think could have been utilized. And then I think it could have fit more vendors. I think all the artists could have had their own stand, like selling their own individual art, as well as promoting like their Elestrals art. Like I think it just could have been, we could have just been there. Like I think people could have been like, would have been happy spreading out, finding their own table to, run their own side events. And I think everybody would have been happy. And I think maybe they closed it off because they were worried about it feeling too big. And I don't think there was maybe like a misconception about like what 400 people feels like in a space. And it's like if we had that whole entire room already, I don't feel like it needed to be cut in half.
No.
I think you could just cut off certain sections of it for like the judges to do, like, to have a private area to do deck checks and all these types of things, and then the private area for the commentating and like the streaming and like feature match side with it. I felt like was a good size, if you open that up, if you want to make it bigger, if it was cramped or anything like that, you give yourself more room to just like expand upon that area as well. And then it just gives people areas to, if you want to go trade, like there's going to be more open tables, there's going to be more things. And the only open tables were normally tables that were used in the main event. So it's kind of like once the main event started, I don't know if there was, obviously if someone was playing, we were able to use the tables, but I don't know what it was like for spectators. So it'd be interesting to get somebody who was just there for like trading, to kind of give their 2 cents about it, like about just finding rooms to, just do trades, to sit down with other people, to just like talk about cards. There's a lot of people who were just joining their partners who were there for, to play Elestrals, who like, give them a chance just to like sit down and like get to know each other. And just like more space that I think just opens up a lot of more intimate interactions with people who just like, want to go off and play a game and like get away for a second. And I just don't think there was any harm from opening it up a little bit more. But it was fine. Like it was fine from like, a lot of people's perspective. Like I don't think anybody was like, oh my God, I'm miserable here because of the fact that there's no space, It was just like it's just like an observation that I think people made that were just like, oh, they could have done this.
100%. Yeah, it was kind of weird just like looking through the curtain and seeing the empty space.
Yeah, just like all that empty
ah!
space. And I'm like, you know, what's the purpose? You know,
Right.
if it was being used up, you know, and you go like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I guess
Yeah,
we don't
but
really
if-
know what the whole reason behind it.
Right,
is.
we don't-
Maybe they're
we
trying
don't
to
know the
charge them
reason,
like
yeah.
double the price or something. And I know
Yeah,
those
it's
hotel
stupid.
fees are
Yeah.
crazy. So
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they felt like they didn't need it.
yeah. And if
Makes
we know
sense,
one thing,
right.
I mean, another great thing about the game is like I feel like the whole weekend was just kind of like reassurance in where this game is going. Like this was a test run, and while it was like it was a little crowded, but like Riley said, I feel like the most important thing there is like maybe finding space for the extra spectators and people who drop early just for like extra space for them to play and go while still remaining in the venue versus like going out in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
Like that would be wonderful, and you know what, they are listening to that. They are listening to everybody's feedback. They were asking for transparency like immediately after, and you know, they've already involved so much community feedback already. It just yeah, I got high
You already
hopes.
know.
So yeah.
You know the whole team's got their pencils and papers out. They're already
Yeah.
planning on. I'm sure they were already planning on what to do for the next one before this one even started. Like had ideas for it. So I'm sure I'm sure there was people that were just taking notes the entire time of things that they noticed. There's probably something that they noticed before we even brought it up in this video. You know, so it's just the more people who observe it, the more people who say about it, the better these things are going to be. And you know, if this weekend was evident of anything, it's that like Dan and the whole entire team are listening to like what people have to say. Like the community and the game is so small enough where like each individual voice and opinion from people who are passionate and love this game and want it to succeed like can be heard. And if they deem it like it's actually like beneficial, like they're gonna talk it over and give it serious consideration if that's a possibility to make the game better, which feels really good because there's not many things you can be involved in, especially trading card game wise, where that's the case. A lot of times voices and opinions in other card games can feel like they just go into a well of wishes and, you know, never get heard. So
Yeah,
to feel heard just makes you feel more a part of the community, more a part of the game. And it just makes you more involved. It makes you like it more. It's awesome. I've never experienced something like it, but I have a lot of gratitude leaving there just to be a part, like just to say I play Elestrals. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. I'm very happy to be a part of this community. So
Something I thought was so cool was hearing from other players who do play other card games like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, whatever it may be. They were talking about the events that are run for those games compared to this one, and every single person said that the vibes of this place of the Elestrals in-person tournament were so much far, I guess, brighter than other events. As in, like, the whole community, everybody's so kind, everybody's willing to reach out, welcome you. If you're like sitting alone, I bet you there's somebody that's going to come over to you immediately and ask you to play a game or ask you to come hang out with them. Like, that's what it seemed like all weekend.
or at least ask you if you got a trade.
Yeah, somebody. Leo's coming up to you for trades, you know that one. But yeah, it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. And like seeing people in person for the first time. Wow, that was cool, man.
Wow,
Oh.
so cool. I was nervous too. You know, I'm like,
me too,
I'm a pretty anxious individual. So to have people just be warm and welcoming, it just puts me like it just like removes all anxiety. You know, like if I had to be the one that was like warm and welcoming, and everybody had a cold shoulder and didn't really care, it would have been a lot different vibe. But everybody was just so excited to see anyone that it was just like it put you at ease like immediately. And for someone like me, that I couldn't ask for anything better than that. That just to walk into a building and to feel at ease after, you know, anxiety, like normal building anxiety. I think it's just like incredible, and that's just a big shout out to, again, like the Elestrals community and how welcoming and like gracious they are, and like how much they just love this game and they love the community. I think that's one thing everybody walked away from thinking, was just how much they enjoyed other people's company this weekend.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. I can't wait for the next one already. They mentioned Worlds too. Like, we're gonna get an announcement video on that sometime. And Riley, who knows? I don't know. He may be getting an invite. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I mean, top 16. Hopefully, I will get there too. I'm brewing a spicy deck, and you know, I got a top 16 partner to test with. So, man, if only, dude, if only I played your deck like we freaking talked about.
Me and Hayden went back and forth. He had been working on like a Cryoburn deck, like a Frost 5s. We were trying to make it work, and my deck was just beating him every time, destroying morale. And then he went to a locals, didn't win a single game with it. So we're like, oh crap, what do we? What do we do? And the whole entire time, so in the previous Premier tournament, with a similar deck, I changed up the list a little bit, optimized it a little bit more. I had went 5-2 with the same deck, and then I only lost to Blitztrick. So it was the deck that I was like, I need to play against it. Like, I need to figure out what cards need to be in the main, in the side, because I would like to prevent that deck from being the one that just kind of kicks me out of the tournament. You know, if I lose to a different deck because I didn't prepare enough for it, I'll accept it, but I just don't want to lose to Blitztricks because I feel comfortable with my deck and its matchups against other people just naturally, given the type of deck that it is. But then we were playing all the night before, and Hayden was just steamrolling me with Blitztricks. Like, it was just whooping after whooping. And we were just like, Hayden, I think you should just play Blitztricks. Like, I think you should just try it out. It seems like buying a far like the best deck. And then he starts his tournament and just
0-2.
Switched on a dime on him. He caught him with the gambling bug. He got it, and then the gambling bug took
and it felt terrible after too. Just like losing money gambling.
Right. Didn't even really get to play the game. Just went gambling.
Yeah, it was just like, what am I playing? I fucking hate this deck, dude. It's so dumb. But oh my, like I was talking about too, like, I felt like re-alived with crafting decks again. Well, like you said, when we were playing casuals, meeting up with Steve,
so
like,
fun.
like, and you and I, you started building your ethereal deck, like that's what you've been talking about that forever, which is honestly, I think is looking great. So we do have to test that soon.
That'll be the next deck cooked up for the.
By the way, TCG Dome, we're coming up in these tournaments, by the way. You'll be seeing us a lot in the top 16.
The competitive spirit is at its all-time high right now, so we're gonna just keep on trying to do what we're doing, cook up different decks, and just keep on trying, you know. Yeah,
have fun with it at the same time. Like, there's so much you can do with building a deck in Elestrals, and there's so many things that are still underexplored. It's exciting. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess I never gave my 3, but I feel like we kind of talked about it. So I'll just I'll quickly say them because I feel like I don't want to repeat myself. The community, I posted it on Twitter, like under Dan's, like, what your favorite thing out, just meeting everyone, like by far in a way, like my favorite thing. Like, I was in such a good mood that it really didn't matter, honestly, if I won or lost. Like, I thought like my whole entire weekend was going to be dependent on whether I win or lose, and it wasn't, because I just met so many good people. I knew that whether I was winning or losing, I was going to go have fun. There was one way or another, like, I was going to have fun, and I didn't take winning so seriously, which I think gave me an actual competitive edge, because I just played the game, and I just had a sense of like confidence in like my deck because I put so much time into it and different things, that like the whole entire weekend went so well just because meeting everybody put me in such a good mood. The second thing is that the event was just run so well that like everything went so smooth that I never felt like this sense of like stress of like, oh no, is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? I felt like everything was just well monitored, well taken care of. Just well run. Like, shout out to the team. They just like
20 staff members for 400
20
people.
Staff, yeah, that's insane. And like, you felt like there was always someone to talk to, always someone to help out. Like, they were probably feeling dead inside, but like we were just like loving them, and like
by the end of it, you could really see it on some.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't blame them. Like, they just put the work. I mean, 20 people, there was one staff member per every 20 persons, and like, you know, everybody's coming up, and you know, they're doing the same thing where they're meeting people for the first time and, you know, having fun and like doing everything on top of also working.
Yeah. That part was so cool. Yeah, like like they still were like your friend.
Yeah, there wasn't a single like pissed off worker. Like everybody was just happy and like loved to be there, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy cool.
Yeah.
Like you can tell they really loved their job, which in today's society, not a common thing. So, yeah, I think the third thing would just have to be winning and getting top 16. Like, I mean, how could I not?
Dude,
love
I was full of like pure happiness for you. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, that thing. Oh my god, the shine on the stars on that thing.
I know.
Oh, it's so cool, man.
Beautiful. Number 10.
Yep, you're keeping that, dude. That's a treasure, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and now we get to compete for the. Sorry, I want to get right back to that, but yeah, now we get to compete for the OP from your packs.
Which is so cool.
That's gonna be fucking awesome, bro. I cannot wait.
That makes me so cool. And then if you're interested in hanging out like with us and like we're gonna be coming out with more content. We want to bring Big Fella Battles back.
Yes, Big Fella Battles.
I will do an in-depth discussion about all my thoughts and theories on my deck profile. I'll just sit down with the camera one day soon over these next couple of days in between work or something like that, and I will just post my video, let you know my thoughts. We'll get everybody else's thoughts on it, but more importantly, I really want to get the Discord just back up and alive. I feel like it's been dead for the past like 2 months, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But another thing, all I'll say is I've created something that sounds like a lot of fun. It's gonna be called Guardian format.
Yes.
Which I'm very proud of, and I'm gonna be posting it in the Discord. So all details will be there. So if you want to join the Discord and figure out more about that, it's gonna be very similar to Magic's Commander format. So we're gonna nail out all the rules and the guidelines and everything and how it works, but just like a casual free for all, either 2v2, free for all with 3 players or 4 players or whatever, and we're gonna hammer that out because the revival for the casual format has really come alive in me, and it's been something that I've been working on it behind the scenes, but haven't had the courage to post and like talk about. So now that I feel like the courage is back in full swing, we're just gonna get things going.
Yeah.
10th place.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to hear more about that too. If you need anything to knock that out with too, I'd love to talk more about the Guardian format. That's gonna be
posted in the Discord, and we're just all gonna figure it out together. It's gonna be our format that we all love to play. I don't want to, it's just I'm excited for it. I think it has a really good start, and it just needs to be hammered out and be official. And I'll help run it. We can run games with the community. It's a good way to just get random members on and play some games and post some videos about it. And it's just a really fun format where you're going to see a lot more cards just by the nature of the format. So it's just allow your deck building to exist and be more, just more defined and more like I want to say like courageous and like adventurous in like your deck building, because you're just going to have to add more cards in it. The deck pretty much right now, like the deck size is going to be bigger, and you're going to have your Guardian, which is going to be like your commander or anything else like that your deck will be based around. So like the rules of like how that'll work will all come together, but like I said, join the Discord and we'll figure out together, and we'll create something a lot of fun. And maybe for the next event we could run like a side event or something like that for it. So
yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us today for the video. If you stuck around this long, if you guys ever want to hang out, like Riley said, just hit us up in the YouTube comments or hit us up in the Discord. Join the Discord, talk with us, engage. We'll do our best to engage back. Not like we're famous, but like we're just busy people. We are both going to school. We both work full time.
You're busy people too.
Yeah.
Just, talk to us when you want to talk to us. We're just here to hang out and play Elestrals. We're part of the community just like you. So we're all on the same level, and I just want to play some games with everybody. So
yeah, and we'd love to bring some people onto the channel too if you guys want to try any of our quirky, wacky, videos. So you just have to do the challenges. So
right, I think it's something just to kind of wrap it up. Me and Hayden have talked about for a while, but we just kind of want to open this channel up to be like for the community. We want to like everybody in the community to be able to just like be on this channel. So
yeah,
stay tuned for more than that. But that's just like a big goal of ours heading into coming back and making videos, is just to show off the community, show off all the creativeness and like the uniqueness and just like the love and passion that people have for not only this game but trading card games in general, because I feel like there's just so much love and exploration that has been done by so many individuals that I think it's important to show them off as well. Even if they're not into content creation or just want to do one little thing, that's it. So we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff like that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun stuff headed our way. We're just gonna have fun, and we're gonna be back in it. We're back in it full swing. So
Coming back full swing, more alive and ready than ever. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right. Peace.
Peace.